Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you can hear me, please give me a 1 on the chat box. If you can hear me, please give me 1. All right. Quick question. Share with us one thing. Share with us one thing that was positively happening for you in your business last week. Type it on the chat box. Right? What is that one thing that was positively good for your business last week? It could be anything. It could be more appointments. It could someone pick up my phone. It could be I got a new listing, whatever it is. What is that one thing that positively happened for you in your business last week? Please put it in the chat box right now. Come on, guys. Never give up. Come on. Like that, Vinny. What else? What is that one thing that positively happened for you in your business last whole week? Lead generation for commercial, awesome. Receive a call for appointment today, great. More doors opening, awesome. Serious buyer. I left my 9 to 5 job, awesome, Evelyn, awesome. Clarity, all right. Do focus, awesome. What else? What's that one thing that happened positively to your business last week? You might close a rental today, awesome. Lead gen wire campaign finally works, awesome. Got a new listing. Well done. What else? Very slow. Is that a positive thing, Cindy? What's the one positive thing that happened to you last week? Re-strategize. Awesome. Things are not working. You're trying to change. One closing, one rental, one loan agreement signed. Awesome, John Quack. Positive buyer. A lot of exciting things happening. Great. Narayan got the new exclusive listing. Following Mr. Ganesh advice. Awesome. Banging a check. Awesome. What else? Price adjustment lead to viewings. Amazing thing, Ikram. Well done. Well done. Awesome. I just wanted to give the start of this week for us to just reflect and be thankful for all the positive things that's happening in our business last week. You know, one of the greatest energy provider, the greatest thing that could give us more energy is when you come from a stance of gratitude, when you come from a point of being grateful of something good that has happened to you. It could be someone, it could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be a positive thing, and you remember that to start your week ahead. Always start your week with something positive and coming from the point of gratitude. And you hear that in that mindset conversation we had with Jonathan Quack on Friday, right? Awesome. Okay, great. Clarity of GPS, great. I like that. Managed to convince Guts to allow you to do it, to have viewings. Well done. Well done. Gratitude is the highest form of energy. Awesome. There you go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I thought I want to start off today. Our topic today is about lead generation. It's about how, and I want to go a little bit deeper in why I think our business, the number one thing that fuels our whole business is lead generation, and what really lead generation is. And before we start this today's session, I want to take the next 2 to 3 minutes. I want to recognize a few people. Now we have 3 person here that is going to be our panelists, and I'll talk more about them later. But it was something over the weekend that I saw that I felt, wow, the people in our company are really stepping up and changing the way they approach lead generation and really changing the way they run their business. So I'm going to share 2 things today. I'm going to share 2 things quickly before I move on to our panelists and our session here today, to give you an example of what are some of the things that others are doing right now. Now, they have not been warned about this, but I'm going to show some of these things that they are doing right now. I want to first give a shout out to Janice Yap. Janice Yap, are you on the line here right now? Is Janice Yap in the line here today? I can't see on my screen. Would you support? Is she on the line now? Janice, I have been following her, and over the past week, she has been doing a lot of interesting videos, a lot of interesting educational snippets that could be sometimes very humorous, that could be sometimes very different, in order for her to attract buyers to speak to her, or owners to speak to her. She has snippets of videos while she's driving and all that. And I find that to be very encouraging to see that she's even exploring virtual viewing on a private journey one-to-one. So I want to give a great shout out to Janice. Janice, yeah, for some of you who wants to see how she's doing, I didn't ask her for permission, but I assume that her page is public, and then you all can go like the page and go and follow and see what she's doing, because I think some of these agents are doing a lot of things that is really very interesting. So I want you all to go and explore and really give her encouragement that she's doing the right thing, and perhaps copy and follow what she's doing. So Janice, yeah, thank you for being creative. Thank you for being positive in how you approach your business. So that's a very good job. The next person I want to talk about is this guy here, this handsome young man called Eddie. Eddie, is he here on the line? Not sure whether he's here or not, but I saw him did a live open house online. He did an virtual open house online. And by the way, Eddie, I think is a rookie, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Eddie is a rookie. I remember him in my NCC class, I believe, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But Eddie has done a live open house, virtual open house online on Saturday. Right? So I want to give a shout out to them for being so creative in finding opportunity in the midst of this crisis to really deliver value to the market and engage the market and do their lead generation. So I want to just thank them for being that leadership, taking that leadership role of starting up first and looking at new opportunities and not waiting for things to happen. So these are some of the examples that I wanted to share with everyone about these two agents that I felt that did so well in their approach in trying to do new things here. So for that, MCS and MCA, please, I think both, one of them is from MC1, Janice is from MC1, Eddie is from MC2. Now I'm going to give them $25 to start their campaign each on campaign. So MCA or MCS, you're on the line, please remind them to claim their $25 to start their KW Command campaigns right now. I want to encourage them, and I want to reward them for being an example to all of us today in this season. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about a lead generation. I'm going to quickly share my screen here on my tablet. Okay, can you all see my screen? Awesome. Now, the way our business is, and I've drawn this picture many times, and all of you probably will remember this, but let's just recap a little bit. The journey of a real estate sales is a straight line where we want to come here, where this is where we close our deal, right? This is where the closed deal is, right? The CED, sorry, mind me for my writing. This is where we want to go. But where does the journey start? Right, and what's happening along that journey, right? But the reality that brings that closed deal, right, I believe is cut into two other sections. There's three sections here. The first section, we call it lead generation. Okay, the second section, we call it follow-up. And we have seen this a lot. The most successful agents that consistently do well, do sales, make things happen on a consistent basis. The goal here is not to close one deal, is to consistently close the number of deals that's necessary to hit your GPS, right? Your goal is to consistently close deals that will help you hit your goals consistently. So the goal is not to go into this business thinking, how can I hit my one sale this week? Now, if you go into that perspective, thinking like that, you are not going to have a sustainable business, because it is going to be very up and down. You will see yourself, a lot of people, they enter this business, 1 month they have a very good month. Then 2-3 months is a very down month. How many of you feel that before? How many of you have been there? I personally have been through that before. You have a good month, and then you have 4 months not very good. And then you spend all the money you used in the first month to just finance that 4 months that you have zero income. Then you have another good month again. So it's becoming an up and down. It is not consistent, right? The good agents, right, or agents who are sustainable consistently are good at all three things. But the question is this: where does the journey start? And I argue the journey starts here. The journey starts here at the lead generation time. And the journey continues on at a follow-up session. How do you follow up with the leads that you generate? Now, if you don't have a systematic way of doing this, right? This is where most agents get stuck. Now, there are many ways to lead generate, and you're going to hear a lot of stories how some of these people lead generate. It could be putting on the portals, it could be doing KW commands, it could be Facebook marketing, it could be many, many things, it could be calling them, and how they follow up. The problem is most agents like to do one or the other. The reality is, if you want to be good and consistent, you've got to do all of this consistently in a systematic way. Your follow-up, for example, if it's a keen buyer or someone that you have already got lead, generated a lead that is keen to buy something soon, you know, you have asked the 3 questions that we teach you, right? Why are you buying? When do you need to buy? What's stopping you from buying? If you ask those 3 key questions, then you should run an 8x8 campaign. That's a follow-up system, right? So that's how we want to understand systematically. There are many, many ways to follow up. Some people want to do a 4x4, right? Doesn't matter, as long as it's a systematic way you are engaging your lead generation leads that you are generating right now. If you are not lead generating, right, you're not bringing leads in through different sources, your business have no fuel to go on. Remember, in the MREA book, in one of the chapters, it says that leads are the fuel for our business. Do you replenish your fuel on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? If you are not replenishing your fuel, your car cannot go on. Does that make sense so far? Leads equals fuel. No fuel, cannot jalan, right? So I'm going to pause here for a while. I'm going to just quickly go straight into our panelist discussion. I'm going to go into our panel discussion. Today, we are very proud. We have 3 of our producing agents that has consistently produced during this CMCO, MCO, RMCO. There's so many CO right now, so I can't remember what is the COs that we are all in right now. Thank God yesterday something happened that we don't have to enter a new phase of COs, but they have been consistently showing results on a monthly basis. Why were they selected is because consistently something was happening for them during this season. And I promise you all that we want to hear some stories and some best practices on how these people have been journeying. So today, please join me to welcome. We've got what do you call it? Azlin from MC2. We've got Naqi from MC1, and we also have got Sebastian from MC1, MC2. I'm sorry. Okay, and they're all here today to share some of their best practices and some of their journeys. And feel free to communicate or to ask questions in the chat box. I'm going to go straight to ladies first. So there's only one lady. So I want to go ladies first. So I'm going to ask this question to all 3 of them, and you all take your time, take your turn to answer the question, right? So Azlin, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time off your business and your family to be here to share your story with us. Can you share with us what have you been doing in the last MCO till now in terms of how you're lead generating for your business? Will you share with us the story?
First and foremost, I would like to thank John and all the other teams for inviting me for today's session. I hope I will talk in, right. Okay, so basically, I just continue what I've been doing before the MCO. I carry on to lead generate, and I spend at least an hour in the morning to do lead generation. So my first attempt was to call or WhatsApp my past clients, friends, and relatives and ask how they're doing. Probably I have been not doing that for the past for the past few months before the MCO. And besides some casual conversation, I will also discuss a little bit on the current market situation and probably share a little bit on the current interest rate, which is encouraging for them to like take advantage of the current crisis to invest in other properties if they have that in mind. So the reason why I did that because besides lead generating, this can also create regular touches and also ask them for referrals if they have. And actually, to be honest, I am a silent reader in my neighborhood community group chat. So I try to contact at least. I during the MCO suddenly I got this idea to probably contact at least 5 to 10 numbers of a day from the group chat, which are among my neighbors, and introduce myself that as a property agent, which all this while they don't really know of my current profession, and offered them my services. So it actually this seemed to be quite effective and receive few leads actually. So which is quite interesting.
How big is that neighborhood chat group that you have right now of community?
It's about over 150.
Uh,
Yeah.
and you do systematically every day. You send out 5 messages or reach out to 5 people or 10 people
Yes,
consistently.
yes. Consistently,
Consistently,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. It doesn't matter how many you call, but it's consistent. And you say you
Consistent.
time block 1 hour a day to do this.
Correct.
What time is the time that you time block for this today? Normally every day.
I prefer to do it during at around 11 to 12.
Okay. So that's your
Mm-hmm.
time block time, 11 to 12.
Yes, yes.
And because of this, do you know how many leads you generate every week from here? Roughly.
At least one, or it can be more than one or two, but at
Okay.
least there's
And
something.
yeah, the leads are listings or buyers or both or either one.
Both. It can be landlords who wanted to rent out their properties. It can be potential buyers who are looking for properties for their kids, and that kind of thing.
And how has this helped your business? Have you been able to close deals because of this?
Yeah, actually, I managed to close one rental, but not so much of buyers sales, but a few of rentals from these leads actually.
Got it, got it. And what else are you doing for lead generation? Do you still advertise on the portals? Do you still do those stuff and all that? Is that bringing you still leads right now?
Yeah, I actively advertise in my portals that I have. Currently, I do have iProperty, Property Guru, and Muda. Yeah, these three portals are very important because indirectly I will be contacted. To be surprised, I will be contacted. Besides getting leads. Sorry, besides getting besides advertising my listings, they can also generate leads. As in, there will be potential buyers, potential owners who wants to sell or rent their properties.
Yep.
They may reach out to you actually.
Yeah. Do you see that when you time block certain time of your day to do certain things, you realize that you are more productive than before?
Yes, I totally agree on this, and I really encourage others to do so as well. I wasn't I was not so organized previously, but now I feel that by time blocking, I would say that actually it made me be a little bit more disciplined, and it really helps and it really works on my business.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing Azlin. I'll come back to you shortly in the other questions, but
Thank
I'm going
you.
to go down to the next people. So, Sebastian, let me come to you. What have you done differently during the last MCO, CMCO period in terms of lead generation for your business?
Thank you, John, for giving me the opportunity to share here. And a very good morning to everybody. Okay, for lead generation, what I do is just like Azlin, I also time block. My time block will start from 10:30 until 12:30. So what I do is I keep close contact with my database of buyers and sellers. So idea is to build a relationship at least once a week, consistently. Um, Even like sending a greeting or sharing latest updates, whether it is property or something that is beneficial for them to know, and keep in touch with especially my developers, because they do have new projects coming up, and that's how I try to talk to them and see opportunity to get it. And for owner side, the listings usually some owners I don't even know, they contact me because they say they heard about me from some other owners. So that's how I got my listing as well. And besides leads coming from all this database, I also have new leads coming from my online portal, online property portal, and then from my banners that will attract leads for especially buyers. And I also got new leads coming from bankers and lawyers as well. So basically, once a week, I keep in touch with all these people, whether they are buyer, seller, bankers, lawyer, or anyone. They are potential.
So, Sebastian, how long do you spend a day? I sorry, I might have missed that, but how long do you spend a day? Because you have been sharing with me that you've been keeping in touch with a lot of people, like your big relationship with lawyers, with bankers.
Yeah.
They are affiliate partners of yours that will give you leads from their own database, or when the client call them for a need, that you have a lead from them. So how often do you keep in touch with these people?
Once a week, at least, I will keep in touch with them once,
Okay.
at least once.
So you have your favorite lawyers, you have your favorite bankers that you keep in touch with them, so
Yes.
that they remember you. And when they have a client that is looking for a service provider, like for property, they will pass it to you. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
So that's one form of lead generation that you're doing right now. And how about you calling up and following up with your database? How often do you do that? Is it on a daily basis or?
I would say once a week, I will call maybe 2 or 3 either buyers or sellers. Especially those buyers who already come for first viewing, I will actually follow up very closely with them, because I will always keep them interested or excited or motivated to continue with the process. Whether they want to buy or don't buy, I will still keep them warm.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Sebastian. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
Naqi, I'm going to move to you, Naqi, from MCU1. Can you share with us what have you been doing since the last MCO in terms of lead generation? And you've been doing a lot of stuff out there. So I just want you to share with us what are some of the stuff that you're doing right now.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for reaching out to me for this day. Hopefully it's fruitful for some of you. So initially when the MCO starts, it was a stall for me. I don't know what to do, but I kept on thinking whether it's going to be a threat or an opportunity for me to, further endure in this industry, because I'm still considered as a rookie. I'm not that senior. I've been in the industry like for only a year. So what I told myself is I need to educate myself in order for me to know at least the things that I need to do during this current condition. So the first thing, what I do is probably the typical thing that people do. Is basically you SMS plus, all your WhatsApp plus and everything. But in the market that I'm working in, it does not give me that good in terms of response. So I started to do something else. So over the last so many weeks during MCO, during the initial period, I have one thing set in mind. Is basically to have as much listing as possible in that particular area. So I cold call like crazy. So that's what I did. That's the main thing I did. I cold call like crazy, roughly around 50, 60 cold calls a day. It can be quite tiring, but I think after the so many days you've been doing it, so you tend to get used to it and you tend to enjoy speaking with people, because sometimes people do enjoy talking to people rather than responding to SMS without knowing that particular person. So at the same time you are building the rapport as well. So I think that was the main thing that I was doing during the MCO initially. At the end of the day, it reaped some fruitful benefits for me. So I tend to increase my listing every single week. So that's the main aim, so which I nearly achieved up until now.
So how many listings do you, like, you're making 50, 60 calls a day? So I'm assuming you're doing it 5 days a week or 7 days a week. Assuming it's 5 days a week, that's 250 calls. How many listings will you manage to secure during this time? Every week, what's the average increase of listing per week that you're getting?
During that time, because everyone was home, so it's easier to get phone answered. So roughly, I can give you an average around, sometimes on a bad day, you can get 3, but on a good day, you can get 10, 11, 12. So it really depends. But I've increased my listing up until today. I have nearly 70 plus 80 listings in that particular area.
And what area are you working on right now? Can you tell everyone in this room right now what area you're working on?
Taman Tun.
And you have 70 over listings in Taman Tun right now, since MCO till now. Okay. And what was the listing count before MCO?
It's a lot, but it's all over the place. Because because I have some other places that I'm working on, but I started to realize that I really want to focus here because I need to be close to home. Yes. that was my one thing. That was my one thing, to be that to at least not, I will not say dominate, to have at least a big market share in the GTA that I'm working in.
So guys, here's this. He wanted to focus on this particular location in Taman Tun, and he took that one thing, which is, if I want to dominate this market right now, if I want people to call me, if I want buyers to call me, I must become the real estate person of choice in that market. And the only way I can determine whether I'm the real estate person of choice in this market is that I have the opportunity and choices for everyone. Does that make sense? To be the chosen one, you must have choice for them. Remember this, to be the chosen one, you must have choice for people to choose you. Why should I choose you? And that's the value, because I've got the one-stop shop. I'm that expert in that area and the location, right? So that's critical. Now I'm going to stay with you, Naqi, for a while to our next questions. Okay. What are some of the tools, technology, or whatever lead generation tools that you have been using to implement in this past 3 to 6 months that's giving you so much result and response right now? Can you share with us?
Okay, can I just share my screen?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Let me know whether you guys can see it.
Yep, can see it. Go ahead.
Okay, the normal tool are usually the iProperty, the property portals and everything. So at the same time as well, in order for you to build up your rep or your reputation within the community, I think you need to get involved with the community as well. So in Taman Tun itself, it has a large community group, whether it's in social media or within WhatsApp group. So I was leveraging that in order at least to make my presence and to ensure that I build my branding as well. Okay. So what I've created on my own, because I have a few listings already in Taman Tun. So my one thing was to ensure that I control, not dominate, but at least have a large market share in Taman Tun where I can put all my listing into. So I've created my own website, which is ttdihomes.com. So this is where all my listings go. So if I have particular lead coming in or who wanted to, inquiry about a particular property I have in iProperty or Property Guru, I always put my website in the description as well, so people can just go there automatically. So my aim during MCO was to lead generate, but to lead generate with minimal cost and minimal effort as possible, because during MCO money is not coming in. So after reading a lot of books and after, I think Shift really gave me a turning point in terms of the decision, why am I approaching this? Because I will get leads at minimal cost and minimal effort. That was my aim. So slowly, gradually building up my listing and building up my website, it does give me some fruitful free leads, you can call it, and automatic leads without me doing anything. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now. So this, if I would share, this is the website. It's ttdihomes.com. It's public, so you can view it.
Naqi, I want to pause you for a while. How much money do you pay someone to do this for you?
I did it myself.
You did it yourself.
Wow.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, you did it yourself. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Guys, I know some of you are afraid of technology because I know it's going to be quite crazy with a lot of things that you see in front of you. But I was not a technology guy. I was not an IT. I was an accountant before. This is the thing that I learned from scratch. You can YouTube it, you can Google it. I think if you have the attitude to do it, I think you can do it. It's just it took me some time. I'll be honest. It's not done in a 1 week or 2 week. It took me time because laziness kicks in. You tend to be bogged down with something else. It took time, but at the end of the day, that was my one thing. So I completed. All right. So over the less than 1 week, I've been doing 3D viewing. So I've engaged with Matterport actually to start doing 3D Matterport shoots for the properties I have in Taman Tun. This had been really a game changer over the last few days. The reason why, because as you guys know, not all agents are doing this. Super small number of people are doing this. In fact, in the Americas, a majority of them are doing it. So by doing this, I think it really highlights the particular property that you are showing, and you can make that property the talk of the town. Those are the things that I'm selling to sellers, and the same time, this is what I'm selling to buyers as well, because buyers see you have some different, something fresh, something new in the community comparing to other agents. And for sellers as well, this is a good chance for me to fully expose my property. But it does come with sometimes you need to select the correct houses for you to do this lah. Do you want me to show an example, John, or?
Yeah, why not? Why not? While Naqi is working on this right now, bringing his Matterport thing on, guys, how many of you, if you are a consumer today and you are looking at Naqi, go ahead and just share wherever you need to share. I'm just going to talk here right now. If you are a consumer today and you are going into Taman Tun as a market, how many of you feel that Naqi looks like a market leader in Taman Tun right now? Perception. How many of you believe that Naqi now is the expert in Taman Tun? Why do you think so? Now he's very honest and transparent. I only have 1 year plus in the business right now. Why do you think so? Because he has all the tools and all the new experiences for the client. Remember what Tyler Shields said. Tyler Shields said that those agents will be replaced by agents who are using technology, not technology replacing agents, right? Remember this, that's the key thing here that we're talking about. He has got the tools, he looks like he's got the experience, he's got the listings, right? He can show people right now, I've got all my listings in one proper portal, right? Are you ready, Naqi?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys can see this.
No, I think you have to stop sharing and share again.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Stop sharing and share again because it's on a different screen, right?
Oh, okay.
So that's how you are leveraging on the situation for your benefit, right? Is that you're embracing new things. Go ahead, Naqi.
You guys see this?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a particular Matterport shot that I shot yesterday night, actually, yesterday evening. It's a condo, a very nice, fully furnished condo for sale in Taman Tun. So so this is what I'm doing for my client. As you can see with the Matterport shot, you can do your virtual viewing at the ease of your fingertips. So if like a particular inquiry comes in for this particular condo, if like they choose to view it probably next weekend, I showed this dim first just to get them excited in terms of what you can see, and then I give them this opportunity to use this technology. You can go drill around all the houses, all the areas. You can see the appliances. You can make the measurements that you want. So at least it gives them like a truly 3D experience for them. So this is something new. The seller was, the vendor was really impressed in the technology that has been, put into place. And at the end of the day, I'm using this technology to get my exclusivity. That's what been doing over the last few days.
Yeah. So here's a question for everyone in this room. Naqi walks into this listing, tell this owner, I'm going to do this 3D shot so that I can better promote your property in this season of COVID. And walks in, that's Naqi, and walks in agent B, C, D, comes into the owner, and they have nothing to offer. Can you see the difference right now? Something to offer, nothing to offer. This is what everyone else is doing. This is what only Naqi is doing. Now, is Naqi outstanding or not? He's outstanding automatically, right? He suddenly looks so smarter and so much better because he's now using tools.
Not outstanding. I tried to get the competitive edge from others.
Correct. But the competitors are now looking different compared to him. Now, right, because he's now offering a different value. He's showing the owners that I can do things and I'm willing to invest on things that will help you better, right? That's his message, right? Is there anything else to share, Naqi? Anything else on the slides to share?
I think over the last few days as well, I've been doing lead generation. Let me just share. I think this is the last slide. I've been doing lead generation via a KW command campaign. All right, as you guys can see this. Yeah, so this is one more, is quite effortless because you don't have to cold call or anything. It's just, using Facebook or Instagram just to do your campaigns. And I'll be honest with you, because I've done campaigns in Facebook before, but the cost per leads is totally way better compared to you do in Facebook individually, like you use KW command. So it's been bringing, I think I've got nearly 20 leads for the last 2 days, which is good, solid lead because I've called them. So it's one way to go. You guys should definitely try this.
Yeah, so Naqi, you are putting a bungalow lead in Taman Tun. How much is that bungalow lead? How much is the value of the bungalow, Naqi?
5 mil.
So 5 mil for this is when I saw this, I was knocked out on my seat. I woke up from my bed and say that, hey, how can a guy who's advertising a 5 million ringgit listing is getting 5 leads at 35 cents per lead? And do you call those leads that came in, Naqi?
Yeah, immediately.
And what were they, like genuine leads, or they're not like from Bangladesh or something like that, right?
No, in fact, like I did not call all. I did not manage to call all, but most of it are genuine leads who wants to buy bungalow. Someone who wants to buy in Taman Tun, majority wants to buy in Taman Tun, but they are open to other areas as well. So at least it gives you that really warm lead that really potential buyer wants to buy.
So it's the interested parties, but they may not be interested 100% in that particular property, but they have some intention to buy a bungalow in that particular location, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing, Naqi. Thank you very much. So guys, that's a very good story of how that he's now embracing technology and doing new things to generate leads. Okay, so that's very powerful. I'm going to go to Sebastian right now. Sebastian, what are some of the things that you're doing right now to help you lead generate your business right now? What technology, what platform, what things are you doing right now?
Right now. Okay. Can I share screen?
Go ahead.
Okay. As you can see, I also started to go into KW command. This is the first time. I started sometime on 23rd of October, and as you can see, as at now, I already got 18 leads for this bungalow in Putra Villa, which is in Sri Kembangan. So this bungalow is about 1.3 million, and the most expensive will be about 1.95 million. The commission is 3%. And okay, yeah, I got 18 leads, and yesterday I contacted a few. The list looks quite genuine. It is not like last time when I advertised in Facebook, all the rubbish came in. This one is very, very sharp. I mean, very precise. So I greatly appreciate we have this kind of KW command campaign. This is the first time I use, and thanks to John for training me up.
Awesome. So again, you got 50 cents. You got 50 cents per lead. Leads that's going on right now. Now moving forward, do you think that you'll be putting a lot of efforts here right now to generate leads for you?
Yeah, I am actually intend to migrate my course because I need to prioritize and make sure I don't spend money and never get results. So I'm going to focus more on this campaign. Just to go a little bit further, the Putra Villa bungalow that I contacted, already 3 of them have planned to come for viewing after MCO, after this RMCO is over. I actually told them I can give you a letter and you just need to get it acknowledged by police station. They say it's okay. They worry. Well, I think it's okay. I will still follow up, and they definitely are coming for the viewing after the RMCO. 3 of
So
them.
out of 18 leads that you generated, 3 are securing appointments with you.
Sorry?
Out of these 18 leads that you just got from campaigns this weekend,
Yes.
3 of them are going to come for viewing. Is that correct? So
Correct.
I hear that correctly.
Correct.
Right. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they are already in your contacts, right? These
Yes,
people are already
yes.
in your contacts in campaign, in the command, and you are now managing the contacts. Have you run any smart plan so far?
Yeah, I'm going to the next stage already.
Yeah. So you're going to go follow up, right? Follow
Yeah.
up through a smart plan, either to remind you or to automate the email or to send them some new information from a smart plan.
Yes, correct. Okay.
Yes.
So besides technology, I still continue to do my networking with all my reliable, ethical co-agents.
Yeah.
So actually, I also work quite closely with my co-agent, and in fact, I work very closely with my co-agency. There's one co-agency, by virtue of my special relationship with them previously in the previous company, and they came up to form their own company. They have a lot of developers listing. Actually, that is my most of the projects I have come from that listing because I got very high com from that agency. It's not on 50-50, it's more than that, the sharing.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. So it's the relationship that you have because you have been in this business for quite some time, for quite some many years. That's why you focus a lot on relationship as well, not only just the technology side, but the relationship that you have as well, that you are leveraging on in lead generation, correct?
Okay.
Now, is that right? Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yeah. Besides that, I also place banners, especially in the bungalows. I do get a lot of buyers contacting me from banners. So banners are actually very effective.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Sebastian. Now I'm going to switch the questions to Azlin. Azlin, my question to you is different. My question to you now is, what are some of the journeys in this season of where we are right now? A lot of uncertainty right now, and lead generation is still an important thing. What are some of your challenges that you foresee during this season that you have for lead generation, and how do you plan to overcome those challenges? You gotta unmute yourself. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, John.
Yeah.
Actually, so far I don't face any great challenges in lead generating in the current situation, as long as I know I stay focused, be self-disciplined, and time block myself. But my greatest challenge is with the current market shift is I need to adapt and accept technologies and try my level best to become a tech-enabled property agent. And that is challenging but exciting at the same time, and look forward to start the KW Command. Sebastian and Naqi sharing really an eye-opener and really inspiring, and made me want to migrate from an old school agents to somebody who is tech enabled. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there any thoughts on how do you think you're going to approach this? Are you going to start going into the trainings? Are you going to ask someone to help you? What are some of the things that you can think right now in terms of moving forward? How can you take action to make this happen?
Yeah, first of all, I would definitely, whatever it is, I just need to start. And definitely I need to reach out to the person that I can rely on and can assist me in and guide me in doing this KW command thing. And because I don't think so I can be doing it alone, so I definitely need to reach out to somebody who is expert lah.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Now, the last question for all three of you before we go into question and answers for the people in this room. And I'll start with you, Azlin, since we stopped you. Azlin, what are some of the things that you think that you are going to sorry, let me rephrase my question. In this season of uncertainty, right? What is the main driver that is driving you to do what you're doing right now? What are the main reasons that you are still doing what you're doing, even though we have so much challenges right now?
Definitely. Okay, well, whatever the situation is, I think life needs to go on, right? So we still need to generate income and in whatever way we could. And I think that is what driving me, to carry on doing what I'm supposed to do, even though there's obstacle, there's CMCO or the current crisis that we are having. So the keyword is life goes on. So just go for it.
Yeah. How do you think positive as you go ahead? What are some of the things that you keep you in that positive mode as like life must go on? Because not many people can. Some people are going through challenging times as well, maybe even more challenging than what we all could imagine in this group. But what are the positive things that you do to keep you still steady ahead?
I will make sure that I will be surrounded with positive people, and I should stay positive in order for people to look at me and to make themselves inspired, so that I have to, because I'm a productivity coach, so I just need to make sure that I keep on I stay positive, so that others will be positive as well. So
be an example to others.
Be an example, correct. Be an example.
And when you got that responsibility to deliver that leadership role, you have no choice but to work on being positive, right? And that's the winning part of being that role, because it keeps you in that position that I need to look this way so that I can still maintain that. And many people are looking towards me, for example, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, true.
So that's the benefit of being in leadership. You have to stay focused and positive. Yeah, Sebastian, I want to come to you right now. What are some of the things that is keeping you ahead and driving you moving forward right now, even though this challenging season? Can you share with us?
Okay, John. To answer you, I share my screen again.
Sure.
Okay. So what's driving me, despite all the challenges, whether it's MCO or no MCO, is always about the deals we close. Okay. As you can see, just during MCO, I'm actually very happy to close the biggest fish in egg capping. This one is a very challenging deal, but managed to close an SPA stamp loan agreement going to be stamped. So commission is going to be claimable very soon. And then the bungalows sales are coming in despite a very challenging environment. So actually what's keeping me ahead is because I ask myself, why am I into this real estate business? What am I looking for? Is it money, challenge, or what? Recognition? So basically, it's a combination of all these factors that's drive me. So then the market is shifting already due to MCO restrictions. So what am I going to do? So I will become more versatile. I will adapt to technology. So everything is possible. It's just that with the right mindset, we can just proceed and win. So that's driving me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your successes and celebrating the success to remind every transaction that you do. To remind every success that despite of all these challenging times, I am still able to transact after you. And you saw those screens just now. There's a few 100,000 of transaction worth of commission there that Sebastian has done during this season, guys. during this season of pandemic, that's the achievement. And congratulations, Sebastian, is because of his putting one deal at a time in that frame to help him drive him going forward and celebrate every success one step. Every single transaction is one small step of success, right? And then you celebrate every one of them. So thank you for sharing that, Sebastian. Naqi, how about you? What are some of the things that helps you to drive you to move forward in this challenging season?
First of all, my big why, of course. The big why is always my family, putting food on the table. I think that's the most important thing. So you need to do anything to drive that. Current situation, pandemic or no, I think crisis will happen. It's how you embrace through it. Sometimes you can do it differently to have a more fresh kind of perspective on things. So things that you can change, but I think lead generation needs to continue. The main effort is, for me, I always want to find out or figure out how can I beat, iProperty or Property Guru in terms of getting leads, because they are getting money from us. Like I think that's the most important question we need to ask ourselves. As you know, my particular market, super senior agents are spurging cash just like crazy, to get the front page and the second page and everything. So what you can do differently? How can you entice people, and how can you make a competitive edge comparing to them? And those are the things that I always keep in mind how I want to drive my business forward.
So I'm hearing big why. There's a family there. Can you share with us how many kids do you have, Naqi?
I have 5 kids.
5 kids now. He has 5 kids to support, and his wife is a full-time housewife, right? And that's this big why. It's very clear. That alignment of his big why to what he does. And I have many conversations with Naqi. It's very clear that he's doing this because of that, right? And he's proudly saying this, and that's a good thing. And the second thing is he's in the market where there are a lot of senior agents there. Like he just said, they're spending so much money on the portals to take leads away from the market, but then he has now to take charge of how can I change and fight that market? How do I go into this place with lesser resources, but able to win market share at the same time? And that's a very bold move, very bold. But he saw the opportunity because there's a lot of opportunity in that market because everyone is still doing the same thing. And the opportunity for him to do something so different, right? It's there and it arises, and the technology allows it for him to scale, right? He can scale faster. And he already looks so much professional compared to some of those agents who are there for many years. Doesn't mean he has as much experience, as much listing as they have, but it's a better start than where he was 6 months ago. You all agree?
Yes.
Right? That's how I think things moving forward, right? Now, luckily there were some questions inside the chat box to start about Metapod.
Okay.
Do you post your Metapod publicly to everyone, and you send out to everyone to let them see what you have?
It depends on the situation. Sometimes I always get an agreement because once an owner agrees to do Metapod shop, they are agreeable for people to see their houses. Okay, so I will give it to prospects. Some of that I've given to my FB campaigns leads. Some I've put it on my FB community portal for the people of Taman Tun to see. So that's one way for me to get leads from both buyers and sellers, and people can see it from there as well. From there, I can create, organic leads as well.
Okay. Yeah. How what do you think about those common thoughts that, hey, if I let people see my Metapod, they kind of know which property is for sale right now. I'm going to call the owner. How do you then think about that kind of thoughts?
You secure the exclusive first. that's what I did for 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you share with us that you recently shared with me, I think a few days ago, that you use Metapod as a leverage to secure exclusive. How do you do it? How can you share with us quickly how does that happen?
Usually, I think the number one important thing is when you want to sign for exclusivity or only a general authorization, you need to meet that particular person. You need to meet that seller. So from there, I did not come empty-handed. I've come all prepared with my weapons. I think this, I got this particular from Jeff Cohen. I think he shared something. Go to his KW Elite website. There is few things that you can download: seller's presentation, buyer's presentation. You can leverage from there. So from there, I did my own customization of seller's presentation, and I showed it to the sellers. From there, I'll show what I'm going to do, my marketing strategy, things like that. And then they are is what basically I shared earlier. Hold on. You know, all those kind of things. So this is the new thing that we are doing. I clearly emphasize the one in the middle, that not all agents are doing this. So take this opportunity, you know, to highlight, or to make your property the star of the show. Those kind of things, you know, that selling point. So people do agree.
Can we hang on for a second? Now I just noticed this particular PowerPoint slide. It's something that you go to the owner and you show them what you're going to do. Am I right?
Correct.
You are looking at your seller's presentation right now.
Correct.
Right. So and it's like what, a 20 slide show that you're telling people your story of who are you, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, that kind of thing. Is that right?
Yeah, it's actually not. It's only like a 10-pager kind of thing,
Okay.
So who you are, what things, the area that you cover, what marketing strategy that you are going to use. And we'll boil down to in terms of, and then it will, everything that you show here, and at the end of the day, for you to achieve your 3% and your exclusivity.
Okay. Now I find myself wondering how many agents in that market is putting this effort to go to the owner and show them a step-by-step of who they are, what they can do, what they are going to do, and what they want to do for you. So if you are an owner right now, when you saw that, what do you all feel right now, guys? Put it on the chat box. That's a good example of how you do a listing presentation. You present yourself, how you're going to deliver the value, and you do it in a systematic way, right? Following a listing presentation. Hope for the very well, very good, right? Thank you so much, Naqi, for sharing that. And maybe people will be very confident and willing to appoint you. So guys, you've got some tips right now. Go back and do something about it, right? Go back and do something about it, right? And you need to do something about that. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions? Oh, John Quack has a question for some of y'all, and y'all feel free to chip in. What are some of your, how much do you spend on marketing on a monthly basis, guys? So feel free to share. Azlin, Sebastian, or Naqi, feel free to share. What are some of your costs that you spend on marketing right now? How much do you spend on a monthly basis? Anyone who wants to share? Oh, Sebastian says about 300 ringgit per month. Okay. Given the kind of results, his follow-up is probably the main thing. I assume that for Sebastian, his follow-up and his calling on the phone, it's his main source of it's not about the cost that you put in, right? It's how you use the leads and how you follow up with that. Azlin, how much money do you spend on your lead generation?
Not much actually, because I try to be as prudent as possible in this current market situation. But definitely you need to spend a little bit. So on average, probably about less than 200 for mudah.
What, $200 for mudah? Okay.
Yeah, on the mudah lah. Mudah is a bit.
Because that's your market. That's for your market. In your market, that works,
yeah.
Right? And for the past few months, you have been consistently closing sales. I saw your record that you've been consistently closing sales. Would you agree that this is a better year for you than last year in terms of production?
Yeah, I would. For the current situation, I would say it's quite a successful year. But yes. I don't know whether in terms of the volume, the amount, I would say it's a successful year for this year lah.
Awesome. Would you all three of you agree that this year you are definitely doing better than last year in terms of production? Would you all say yes?
Yes.
And I suspect the number one thing is because they are doing more than most people are doing in their market. It's about the effort you put in And it doesn't matter what tools you use, right? Tools are available for everyone. Some people may not be able to use this tool yet, or they don't know how to use this tool yet, but there are many other things that you can use and do, right? And yet the goal is to go out there and create more value and engage the market and lead generate and don't stop, right? The key thing is don't stop.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Any other questions from the chat room? Would you support? Did I miss out any questions?
No, most of it has been answered. Sebastian answered in the chat as well. And then someone's asking about Metapod. So if any Metapod inquiries, please email christine.ong@kwmalaysia.com. I already put it in the chat box. And then the rest, yeah. Quite a few asked about the campaigns training. So John Lee has a session tomorrow afternoon at 2:00. So please sign up for that. I will paste the link again in the chat box.
This week is free. Next week I charge you $5,000. So you all better come this week. Okay. Yeah. My standard fee now $5,000 a day per session. So you all better come this week. Okay. Okay. What else? What other questions do you all have for them? What other questions do you have for them? Anyone else? For Azlin, I've got a question for you, Azlin. I think
yes.
your answer and your perspective will probably help a lot of people in this room. Now, technology is something very challenging, very daunting, very sometimes it's a bit scary. Do you agree that it's scary for you? Scary for most people?
Agree. Totally agree.
Okay. What would you advise those people who are like afraid to embrace and learn technology? How would you advise them right now?
Okay. To me, technology, of course, you will be so afraid of technology because you, like for me, I am not so tech-enabled, not so technology savvy and things like that. But whatever it is, you just need to carry on. What I mean is, you just need to be part of technology. That I mean, you need to carry on to
just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, that's the right word. Okay, just suddenly the words didn't come out. Okay, you just need to do it. Whatever way you can, you just need to do it. And do it slowly but surely. Yeah, just somehow you will master that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So do one thing first. Maybe that one thing is to learn how to run the campaigns.
Correct.
Right? Just do one thing. If you can do one thing, everything else will follow through with you, right? So start with one thing first. For those guys, some of you who are having this fear of embracing technology, which is very real, it's not something that is not real, but it's real that some of us have not have that engagement in technology as much as some others have. Some of other people have, like Naqi and all that they have. But the goal is to start somewhere first, right? So maybe you want to start with campaigns. So start with running one campaign. Start running one campaign and see how it goes. And then journey with someone about this. Be part of a community that is wanting to adopt this as their business lifestyle, right? Be part of a community and a group of people that has this desire to journey together and make it work. And I think that is the key here. Don't do it alone. Don't be alone. It's a very lonely journey out there. Don't do it alone when you're, again, part of a group, part of a community. Some of the market centers have Tech Thursdays. We're going to keep going on with that Tech Thursdays in the market center so that you all can rally together as a group to learn this together. And I think campaigns is probably one of the best way to start. Okay, any other questions for Naqi, Azlin, or Sebastian on the chat room while they're here? It's a free session from them. Next week, they will charge you 2,000. Right, so you all better ask questions right now. Which platform gives the most quantity leads? iProperty, Property Guru, or Buddha? Who wants to answer the question? Anyone? Sebastian, answer the question from Azhar. Which platform gives the most quality leads? For iProperty, Property Guru, or Buddha?
Okay. I would say iProperty is the best platform, but it's very expensive. You keep on spending money on these credits, feature credits and premium credit feature. It's cost a bomb. So actually, I already slowed down there already. And I already cut off a Property Guru because it seems like iProperty is better for me. Yeah, but I'm now migrating to KW. It's better. And maybe learn something from Naqi to do a website as well. Can you be my sifu?
Ah. Of course you can, Sebastian, no
No.
problem.
So, Naqi, I'm going to come to you about this right now. That you mentioned something very interestingly just now. You saw how your competitors were just pumping money into iPod, right? They're like, some of them, they really spend up to 30, 40, 50,000 a year just to pump that featured listing, that premium listing. And you all know it's about 100 over ringgit for a 7 days premium listing and all that. And you know that in your current capacity, that is not a viable option to fight with them. You know that battle is not something that you're willing to fight with them. Am I correct to say that?
Definitely, yes.
Yes, and then you begin to think about doing your own thing and all that. Now, what is that main thought that you have in wanting to shift, not to fight? How do you think about shifting, not to fight with them in their battlefield, but create another battlefield for yourself?
Yeah, it started from the Shift book. I think Shift book had really changed the mindset of me approaching this, and the One Thing book as well. So what I think all of you guys are entrepreneurs, and you have your own business of selling houses and all. So at the end of when you are doing this, your mind opens up in terms of new possibilities, things that you can try, something new, something fresh. You approach it from a consumer standpoint, probably what they want to see, something different. So you go into that line because something's that's. I think my main objective is to have very minimal cost of sales. Okay, so I can keep my profits with me. So to reduce, I do have iProperty, definitely. I do have Property Guru, but I only post my top priority properties that I think I can sell. The rest I'm going to put it on my website, and I put it on my social media as well. So, and I have the website so people can just go in there to look, without spending a lot of money with iProperty and all. So I think that was the main drive, because technology is one more thing. Like what Tyler Shields mentioned last few days, they don't want to keep on spending up until they retire as a property agent, just be spending on Zillow like us for iProperty. So I don't want to do that. I try to create something new, to invent probably something new in the future. Yeah, I would not know what I'll be doing in the future. You can ask me the same question 1 year from now.
So you're keeping an open mind, and the goal and the real goal is this, right? You are trying to take control of how the leads are coming in. You are not willing to surrender. What the minute you surrender control to third party, right? It's going to they are going to control how much you're going to pay them.
Yeah, you don't have control anymore then.
That's right. Right. So now doing the hard work, the leg work is right now. The leg work is to build those things. It took you a couple of months to learn how to build a website on Wix. You're using Wix, right? A couple of months, and you fail forward, and you figure it out. But that you are so driven that you know that's your direction. Someone was asking, how much money do you spend on building the website?
To get the domain and everything, I think the whole thing costs 500 ringgit for 2 years.
500 ringgit, you got your own website like what Naqi did. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a tip. That's a tip. Usually subscribe it during end of the month because you get 50% off.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go enter the website and you want to create your own website within the earlier of the month, middle of the month, you won't get the promotion.
Yeah. So it's Wix, right? It's WIX, Wix.
Yeah,
WIX. It's not, it's like there's WordPress, there's Wix, so Wix is one of them, right? But for some of us are hearing here soon, when we are launching our technology next year, we want to let you know this is just like a teaser. Likely you'll be able to work with us and create your own website directly, right? Very soon, that's going to come very soon. For all agents in KW Malaysia, you will have your own personal website very soon with a very minimal cost. That's going to happen very soon.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Raizatu has a question to some of us here. Can you share some points during cold calling to owner to opt-in listing? How do you start a conversation with them? Who wants to take this? When you have a cold call session with owners, maybe Naqi, you want to share. How do you have conversations with them? How do you start the conversation with them?
Cold calling?
Yes.
I think very straightforward. There's 3 things you need to just be straight to the point. Don't be around the bush. For example, hide you're someone from Redfield Properties. You intend to sell or rent your property, that can probably assist you. Those kind of things. Three simple words. The answer will be yes and no, or the conversation will just proceed further if they're but at least don't sound very pushy, because and it depends on the day when you are calling as well.
Awesome. Okay, guys. How many of you are learning something from this session today? How many of you think that this session has a good start for your week this week? Because we're the starting day of the week. How many of you are having a great session this week right now? This day start this morning has start a perspective for your whole entire week. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go one by one. Can I go to the announcement, please? I'll come back to you guys shortly. Can I have the announcement, please? Thank you. Okay, so this is this week's training sessions that we are doing. During this CMCO season, we are continuing to have multiple trainings on a weekly basis and almost every single day. Tomorrow I'll be doing, can I have the next slide please? Tomorrow I'll be doing, now you'll hear a lot about campaigns, right? You'll hear a lot about command and all that. And a lot of us, I'm hearing a lot of chatter say, hey, command is not ready. Hey, this is not ready, that's not ready. It's an American thing, I don't know, doesn't really matter. It's a global technology that is being used in all 51 countries where there's a KW region. And it works right now. So I'm going to specifically work on campaigns, right? I will do some training and I'll be interviewing people who are successfully using campaigns in their business, right? Tomorrow at 2 p.m. So do sign up for this session. It's an hour and 15-minute session. Hopefully that will inspire you to start up that particular journey in campaigns and start running cheap ads. And you're hearing people like Naqi, Sebastian, they're getting 30 cents, 50 cents, 80 cents leads cost per lead. If you measure that against your current ad spend on other portals, think about that savings that you're going to get to keep all those money, right? To generate more leads, right? So that's for tomorrow. Next slide, please. Right, and those who are interested to sign up Metaport, you saw how Naqi has done his Metaport for his clients to leverage on that for him to secure exclusivity in the listing. We are now having a special relationship with Metaport, with KW Malaysia. Only with KW Malaysia, you will get a 1-year subscription for $730 US, but you will get a free 360 camera, right? You get a free 360 camera, and some of the tools that they have together with the camera is for free. So it's really a 3,000 ringgit value free for all KW Malaysia people who sign up with us right now. You will get this special promotion. So email Christine Ong at kwmalaysia.com. She will be able to support you and answer all your questions. I think we still have got some cameras in our offices waiting for you all to leverage on. Okay, so next slide, please. So some of the things that we are hearing, we heard about Shift, you hear about the one thing. If you want the books, email hello@redfield.com. You will be getting inquiries about how to deliver the books and how to purchase these books. I think these books are the one that helps you get that right perspective in this right season. I would encourage everyone to read, especially Shift. It's really a very relevant book for the real estate agents today in this season. And the journey of our country and our market right now is shifting so sporadically that we are expecting shift almost every week and every month, right? So this book is really very useful for you all. So please order and take charge of it. Next slide, please. Okay, do you share the screen, please? So guys, can I go to Azlin? Azlin, do you share the screen, please? Azlin, what is your one last advice to our audience here today?
Okay, my one last advice is actually keep going, stay focused, and carry on to lead generate, because lead generating is vital in our business, because leads equals to customers and equals to profit. So, and one of the most important benefit of this strategy is increasing rating is vital and crucial and very important in our business. So keep on to do lead generating.
Thank you for sharing, Azlin. Sebastian, what's your last word of advice to all our audience today?
I would say lead generation is the way forward for real estate business, our real estate business, because even though we may have the best technology system, agent guide, or whatever we have, money, but if you don't take big action steps to fulfill our big why, all these things available to us are just illusion. So I will advise everyone, focus on lead generation, whether it is buyer or listing. This is your rice bowl, and always stay safe and keep up the momentum.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Sebastian. Naqi, what are some of your advice to some of our audience here today? The last advice.
My advice is number one is always knowing your big why and what is your purpose you are doing this. Okay, to remain relevant in this industry, what you need to do. Lastly, I think just to echo Sebastian and Azlin, lead generation is the business. Okay, without lead generation, you can't sell house. Okay, you can't find buyers, you can't find sellers. So lead generation is the business. Just understand that, keep that in mind. So it's up to you to decide what type of methods, tools, or avenue that you want to use, but that is the main priority.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Azlin, Naqi, and Sebastian. Thank you for being so open and transparent about all your business, and you're so open to share how you're doing your business. So much selflessness in your journey in sharing with us. For those audience here today, remember, lead generation is your breakfast every day. Eat that every day. If you don't have that, you're not full, right? And don't look for that magic pill. Just like what Naqi said, there is no magic pill unless you do lead generation. So lead generation is the way forward to sustain and build your business. I hope you start the day this week right with this session today. I hope you're all blessed. Have a best rest of the week. If I don't see you tomorrow, I hope all of you will continue to stay safe and do your business safely. Thank you very much, guys. You all have a good rest of the day. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.